Alright, hello everyone. Before we get started, I just want to say something. This video is going to be a little bit more difficult than my other videos. I'm really sorry. It's just Mega Rayquaza is just really hard. I went about doing it different ways, trying to figure out the best way to draw them to help you guys. Like if I would be drawing it just by myself without doing a tutorial, I would start somewhere like around the face and then go from there, you know. But to make it a little bit more easier, like to get it a little bit more proportional to the actual drawing, I thought about doing the basic shapes first. So hopefully you guys found this tutorial helpful, and once again, I'm really sorry if you guys have a difficult time. Just remember, he's a difficult Pokemon. Alright, so I guess we could get started. Alright, hello everyone, this is Teamrocketdraws with another Pokemon tutorial, and this time we're going to draw Mega Rayquaza. So as you guys can see on screen, this is how he ends up looking like. So if you guys want to learn how to draw him, I guess we could get started. I'm also going to put up a reference right now on screen, that way you guys could know how everything should be, get all your details in there. Just remember that he's not going to end up looking like the reference 100%, but we do get pretty close. So first of all, we're just going to start by doing this simple shape right here, and actually I erase it because I don't have it at the right angle. Hopefully I change that soon, and the reason I don't cut that off is just so I could show you guys that I make mistakes too, you know. You're gonna make mistakes, and just remember not to press that hard, since we are gonna it's gonna be like a rough sketch first, and then we're gonna finish up by cleaning off the drawing. So most of these lines you guys are gonna be erasing, you know, so don't press that hard on your paper, that way they won't show up once you erase them. And yeah, so we're gonna start off by doing this simple shape right here, this like oval shape, and basically that's gonna be the length of the head, how big the head is. So do this circle big, guys. I did it really small, and it was giving me such a hard time trying to do the details, so try to make it bigger, you know. And we're just gonna do this other line right here, and just try to keep it on the same level as the other oval shape right there. Here we go. As you guys can see, it starts a little bit higher than the middle, and it's basically another oval shape. It's just this one's really skinny, guys. And then it roughly comes about that far away. So just stop the video, try to make it close to my drawing. I don't really know how to explain this part, but this line right here is just gonna be like the body. And that's how far it is from the actual head, so that's why as you guys can see, it's pretty close to the oval shape that we did. And this is the one that goes down, and then it kind of curves right there. We can't see this part right here where it curves, because the blade that he has on the cheek, on the right cheek, is covering that. So we're just gonna get a rough sketch of it, you know. This is just a rough outline of how it's gonna be, you know. It's not gonna be the same for all you guys, so just try to do this right here. And then as you guys can see, it looks kind of like a seed, the bottom being round, and then the point on the left side, it kind of ends at a point, you know. And I know this might be a little bit confusing, but once I do more of it, you guys will see what I'm trying to do. So now we're gonna start the other side of it, and this is just gonna be the body. And then this is the other body. You can see it's really small. I'm guessing it's just the way that he is in the drawing and the reference. There we go. As you can see, it's not that curved up, it's mostly straight at the top, and then it just curves in. He's basically a snake, you know, and it goes to around there. So as long as you guys get the right distance from the tail right there where I'm doing it to the actual oval shape, because there's a small gap, like it doesn't touch. If you guys look at the reference, the mouth and that part of the body is like just a small gap, so that's where the mouth is gonna be, you know. So as I pointed out right there, as long as you guys get that part right there, it's gonna be good, you know. So right here, as you guys can see, I do a line, and just to get it at the right spots, just so it meets up on the other side of the body, the tail. There we go. And just because we're doing it like this doesn't mean we're gonna leave it like this. Once we start adding all the details, something doesn't add up, we're gonna change it. Like I said, this is just a rough sketch, and right there I erased the wrong lines. It's actually these right here, not the other ones, because the tail is behind this. So pause the video right here, guys. Try to get it as close as you can to this, and the closer you guys make it to this, the easier it'll be. Just, I don't know, it's just a really hard Pokemon. So now that we have this, we're just gonna continue that line to around here, and that's gonna be basically like the mouth, the top of the mouth. And if it doesn't add up for you guys, then just try to make it where you think it is, you know, where it should be. Try to look at the angle on the reference. As you can see, it goes kind of like into a downward right angle. As long as you guys get that on yours, it's all good. So now that we have that, we're off from here. We're gonna connect it to around there, and this is the top part of the blade that he has on the mouth. It might be a little bit confusing, guys, but as long as you guys look at the reference, you guys will know what I'm talking about. So this line right there is gonna be the blade. So then it curves downward a little bit like that, and it comes away a little bit from the body. If you guys look at it, it doesn't go that far away from the body, and then it covers most of that part of the body. It goes to around there. And the reason I started it off right there in the body, in between the loop that he makes, is just so I know where it is, you know, where it should be. So if I know that that's where it is, I'll just connect it with that. I might be making no sense, but I'm really sorry. So right here, it's just gonna be the top. Once again, the blade. I actually made it a little bit too high, so I cut a little bit more. There we go, to around there. And once again, that's gonna be the blade that he has on the right side of his face. There we go. And we could connect it. I don't know if I do. Yeah, I do. I would connect it. There we go. So hopefully you guys see what that is. As long as you guys know what we're doing, then it's all good, you know, because it's really confusing. He has so much going on that I didn't know what to do. So now on this side, we're gonna do the other blade, the one that you could barely see, and this one comes off right around there. There we go. As you guys see, it doesn't go as far as the other one. The other one goes slower. This one right here. So now that we have this, this line right here, this part of the oval shape is gonna be the mouth. So we just need to cut that corner off on the right side and just round it off right here, and that's gonna be the mouth. And I do erase it just so it won't be that confusing right here. This little part, we don't need that. There's nothing there, so we erase it, and that's gonna be our mouth area. So now we could just finish off by doing like the lip, like if you guys look at the reference, it's basically like it's black, and then the tongue is pink, like dark pink. So that's what that line is right there. And now for one of the horns. So the horns starts around here. I'm just looking at this shape that it makes right here. This goes this way. It kind of goes at an angle. There we go. It almost splits that shape that it makes on the head, like the oval shape. It kind of splits that in the middle. I don't know if you guys see that. It's so confusing, guys. Alright, so now this one goes a little bit higher than that line where it curves, where it gets that shape. There we go. It's a little bit higher than the actual body. And then we could just connect it with this one over here, this part of the face. So hopefully you guys can see Mega Rayquaza now, the shape that he's taking. Like I said, it's really confusing. There's just so many stuff going on, but just pause the video, guys. Take it line by line, and don't get discouraged, you know, don't get mad. He's really difficult. There we go. So if you guys do this, if it comes out good, guys, then you guys are awesome. Then you deserve a pat in the back, because this is a really hard Pokemon. And if you guys draw him, I'll be really proud, you know, because I had a hard time drawing this one. So now we're gonna finish off the head to around there. It doesn't connect all the way down to the other line. You can erase that, and basically we have the top of the head done. And once again, this is just a rough sketch, guys. These are not gonna be the actual lines. but just try to make them as close as you can, you know. So now right here we're gonna do a circle, and it goes a little bit off the body. It goes inside the body a little bit. And now we're gonna do another one. This one's inside the body, it doesn't go outside of the body, and just try to make them the same size. And then there's another one over here. This one is mostly outside of the body, as you guys can see, and try to space them out evenly. As you guys can see, they're spaced out evenly, and that's just gonna help us do the fingers. But we're gonna take it little by little, guys. So now that we have that, I guess we could finish this horn. I'm gonna call it a horn. I don't know if it's a horn, but that looks like a horn to me. So this one, it's a little bit longer. It goes inside of the body a little bit where when it starts curving, and then it ends just before we get to the oval shape that we did at the beginning, as you guys can see right there. We can erase the inside and the line in the inside just so it won't be that confusing. There we go. What we're gonna do next, I guess we're gonna start doing the sections of the body. One of the sections starts around there, if you guys look at the reference, and then the other one starts a little bit lower where the around there. As you guys see, I didn't do it the same right there. On the reference, that line, that section is lower than where the tail meets that part, but you know, it doesn't have to be the same as the reference. Another one's around there. It all depends where you guys place the tail, you know. So as long as it looks good on your drawing, you guys could make any changes, you know. It doesn't have to be the same as the reference, and it doesn't have to be the same as mine. So now there's another one right here, and once again, those are just rough lines, you know, like just to give us an idea of where to place everything. So now that we have that, I started doing the yellow part on one of the blades that he has. And I believe I started doing the fingers first just because we're gonna base a lot of stuff from these fingers. So we're gonna start by doing one of the claws. So basically do this like half a circle right here, and then just do the claw like this. Just looks kind of like a raindrop upside down. Instead of going down, it's going up. And now we're just gonna do the top, and right here just pay close attention to the reference. Look at the reference, you know, try to look at the lines, how they look, because that one's not a circle. The fingers are like these like almost straight lines that look like a circle. So what are we gonna start doing next? I guess we start the eye, and the eye starts a little bit before the actual mouth. If you guys look at the reference, I started off. What am I doing there? I guess I just follow that horn just so we could get the shape of the eye, just so we could place in the right spot, you know. So you guys could just do the horn like all the way to the mouth, and then try to place the eye, you know. It's just gonna help you guys place the eye. And my computer's lagging right now, so it's giving me a hard time seeing what I'm doing. So for the eye, we're just gonna continue it all the way over here, almost touching that section, line for that section right over there. We're just gonna do like this little thing right here. And the reason we're not doing those little spikes that it has on the eye, on that line going down the body, it's just so, like, we're just trying to do the basic shape first, and then we're gonna add the details. So it's just gonna help us do it a lot easier, you know, a lot better, a lot more accurate. I believe I do change the eye, the bottom of the eye. It doesn't look right, so I do change that later on. And then right here I started doing the details on the top of the head, the ring that it has. So basically it's around there, and right here I'm just fixing the top of the head a little bit. It wasn't adding up right, so make any changes, you know, as long as it looks right on your drawing, then it's all good. Why you have to be so hard, Mega Rayquaza? Probably this is the hardest Pokemon. This one and Primal Groudon. If you guys seen my video on how to drop Primal Groudon, that one was hard. I got a lot of bad feedback on that one just because he's hard. But remember guys, they're hard. There's only so much I could do, you know. So right here, I started doing the bottom, like the teeth area. I don't know if you guys look at the reference, you guys will know what I mean. He has these two like teeth right there. I don't know if they're teeth, but they look like teeth. Just basically do like these triangle point shapes without the bottom, the top. And then we could just finish it off by doing the top right there, the top line. It's just basically like the yellow line around his mouth. And then this is where I fixed the eyes, guys, because like I said, it wasn't meeting up right, so I do change it. Right here it's just like a rough sketch of it, you know, just to get a better idea of where everything's gonna go. And then once we have most of it, we're just gonna fix them, you know, as we go. So right here we're gonna do a smaller one right on top of that one. That's gonna be where the shoulder starts. So I believe I started doing the other claw. Yes, I do. And once again, start out by doing half a circle and then doing the raindrop shape, and just try to make all the claws the same size. As I point out right here, just try to make them the same size, you know. Don't do one way bigger than the other one, because it's gonna look really weird. And just keep looking at the reference, you know, look at the lines, how they look. That's why I put the reference up there, just to make it easier. That way you guys won't have to follow all my mistakes. And then this line connects on top of that finger, and it has this like tube. And then there's like this triangle shape. If you guys look at the reference, you guys will know what I'm talking about. This small triangle shape around there. Basically, I think that's where it bends, the arm bends. And then we're gonna do the claw on this side. So once again, do half a circle right here. And once again, try to make them the same size. Now just finish off the finger. This one's more of a square almost than the rest. The other ones have this kind of like a circular shape, but this one has it more like squarish. There's more straight lines. And then you guys could just connect them. But just keep looking at the reference, guys. Just keep looking at the reference. We could connect these. And now we could do the bottom. This is gonna be the hardest line on the hand, doing this one right here, because on the right side it kind of goes down a little bit, like this, and then it curves, and then it goes straight, then it curves back down once it reaches the other finger. But remember, it's just a rough drawings, rough sketch. We could make these lines better later on, but try to make them as accurate as you can now. That way you won't have to do that much later on, you know what I mean? The better that you guys make them now, the better it'll be once you start doing the actual drawing. So even though still a sketch, just try to do it as best as you can, you know, as accurate as you can, in other words. Right here I'm just fixing the top, making sure that it meets up right. So now we have a lot done, guys. Like, we have one hand, we have the horns, we have the shields, or the thing that he has on the cheeks. I don't know what those are for, what they're called. It looks kind of like a shield. And the body. Now we just need to add all the small details on the segments. So I start around here, so I just cut it in the middle, do a line like almost in the middle of that segment, and then we're gonna do these two circles. I guess I do the top first, like the black outline, and then I do a circle inside of that. just like an oval shape. And remember, this is just a rough sketch, you know. I'm gonna fix that later on. I'm gonna clean it up, making it a lot better. And I do color in the dark areas just so you guys can get a better idea of what everything is, because the drawing is really confusing if you don't know what you're doing, like where we are. So just to make it a little bit more clear for you guys, I color in some of those dark spots. So now this part right here is gonna be like the gold on the blade that he has on the cheek. It meets up around there on the claw, and then the bottom has these like points almost. It ends like a point, it comes back down, and then it just keeps going like this. It's the same pattern all along. And erase the inside of that just to make it a little bit more clear. And if it doesn't add up on the same spot on your drawing as it does on the reference or in my drawing, you guys can make any changes. Like I said before, if it doesn't look right, it doesn't look the same, as long as it looks good on your drawing, it's all good, you know. Make any changes. It doesn't have to be the same as a reference. So now for this part over here, we're gonna do one of those flaps that comes out in that segment. Around there. It doesn't go that far away from the body. And that's one. There's another one over here. Oh, I guess I do like the outline, the yellow outline that it has. And I do another one over here. This one's way smaller. This is where I was having a hard time doing the details. Like I said before, like the yellow outline, just because I did it so small. If you guys compare it to my hand and my fingers, it's really small. So now for this part over here, just split it off in the almost in the middle, a little bit lower than the middle, and then we're just gonna do these two circles right there, I guess right in the middle of that segment, and then we're gonna do the top like this. And I believe I do color that in, like the dark areas. There we go. So if you got this far, guys, give it a thumbs up. If you guys are trying it, give it a thumbs up. That way I know how many people actually try it, because I get a lot of views on my videos, but I don't know how many people are actually trying to draw the drawing. So if you guys are doing the drawing, let me know by leaving a comment and a like, you know. So now for this segment, the tail, the last part, once again it has these two circles and then the black outline. There we go. And if you guys notice, all those little circles are the same size almost. And the ones closer to the hand are the biggest ones. And I didn't notice that honestly when I was doing the drawing, but I noticed that now. It's easier to notice something when you're just looking at it, you know. It's way different when you're actually drawing it. So now for one of these flaps that he has, it looks kind of like a wing. It's around there. There we go. Just curve a little bit. Look at the reference, you know. Try to get the right shape of it. It starts almost touching that line where the segment starts, and then you can barely see the other one on this side. And as you guys can see, it lines up with the top of the body. It's not higher than the actual body. It's a little bit. It's almost at the same level. And then the end of those flaps are like going down a little bit, you know. So that's something you guys need to look at while you guys are drawing them. Just fix my chair. So now we have almost everything done. Now we just need this side, and this side you could barely see two of these little circles sticking out right there, and the rest is just black, except this little part right here that I do. It's green, you can barely see it. and I guess I started doing the details right here on the eye. So I don't know what those are called. I don't know what shape that makes. It kind of makes like the head of a the outline of a bird. It's like the beak and then the top of the head. I don't know, guys. I guess the best thing I could tell is just look at the reference, you know, and try to copy that as close as you can, and try to do the same number of those things that he has right there in the eye. Just so it won't look, because if you guys do too many, it's gonna look really busy and it's just not gonna look right. So just try to do the same amount, you know. As you guys can see, they get smaller the further they go from the eye. So then I color it in here. I do fix them later on, guys. I change them. Like I said, it's just a rough sketch. Once I go back doing the actual drawing, I pay closer attention to the reference, and then that's where I make any changes to make it look way better, you know. Like right here, I don't like the shape of the eye. It's not the same. Like mine looks a little bit more mad than the reference, but there's always something you guys are gonna have a hard time with, you know. So I need to erase in between that just so you guys can see what that is. And as you guys can see, the gap on my drawing is way smaller than the gap that the reference shows. I don't know if I fixed that later on, but that's just one of those small things that I'm noticing right now that I didn't notice when I did the drawing. So then it has another flap right here, and you can't see the other side of it because the blade on the mouth is covering it. Oh, and right here I'm doing the yellow, I don't know what those are called, the yellow, what are those? I don't even know what those are. The yellow lines that he has that are coming out like out of the horns and the blades on the side of the face. I'm just outlining them right now. You guys don't have to do those. I just did this for the video just so you guys could see where they would be and everything. But if you guys are planning to color it, maybe you guys could do like a really light outline, and then once you color it, just do that first. I guess do the yellow part first, that way you know where it is and you guys don't accidentally color it with the green or anything else, you know. But right here, like I said, you guys don't have to do those. These are just the whatever that is. I honestly don't know what that is. It looks cool, but I don't know what it is. Another one comes out of the horn, and it meets up with this one right here. So this is all extra, guys. Once again, you guys don't have to do that. And then the tail. But is this the part where you guys could, like, you know, try to get them as accurate as you can to where they meet up, like where they go, you know. Once again, it doesn't have to be the same, but it's good to do them where you can, like the best spots. Now, sorry if you guys can hear my mouse. I'm just trying to look at the pictures because I do finish it, and then I'm gonna show you guys a video of what I do after I do this. What I tend to do is, right here, I'm just adding the details on the forehead. So this is the perfect time to go over your drawing, guys. Look at all the small details that you guys need to make, you know. And if there's something that you guys need to change, now's the perfect time. Now that you have your drawing, you know, like you can see everything, now's the best time to go over your drawing and change anything. So right here I'm showing you guys a speed drawing of what I like to do. So what I like to do is I like to erase my whole drawing. I can still see some of those lines, so I erase the whole drawing, and then this is where I pay extra attention to my drawing. I try to get everything right. For example, I start up on the left side just so my hand won't smudge the paper, like the lines. I start out by doing like the the left side first for the hands. So the hands, I can still see the lines where I did them before, you know, on the rough sketch. But this is where I look at the reference and I pay extra attention to where everything is, you know. I look at how big it is to compared to something else. For example, the claws, I make sure they're the same length. I'm looking at the reference, trying to get them exactly the same as the reference. And then the body, everything. This is where you're trying to do your actual drawing, you know. The rough sketch was just to help you place everything. Now it's about finishing it off, like adding the details, making everything how it should be. Because if you guys look at the body, each segment is it's like thicker than another. Like where the flaps are thicker than where the black is, you know, where the little circles are. So that's something you guys can look at. And then that's basically what I do. So, and then this is the finished drawing, like in pencil, the actual drawing. I once again I colored in the dark areas just so you guys could get a better idea of how it looks, because in pencil it looks really confusing. You really can't tell apart what's what. You really can't tell what's what. But this is how it basically looks like in pencil. And then I decided to color it because it was just, I don't know, it was weird. So I looked at my markers. I had the right colors. So then I inked it with the Sharpie, with the really thin, the fine point Sharpie. And I just outlined the lines. I colored in the dark areas in black because they're solid black. And then I made sure not to go over the areas where the yellow things are that are coming out of the horns. That's why you see some of those areas. You guys can still see the shading of the pencil where the yellow parts are. So I just made sure that I didn't do a line going across that, you know, because it would have shown on the drawing. And then I ended up coloring it, as you can see right here. And I think it came out all right. Like I said before, I'm not that good at coloring. I'm really bad. If you guys see my other drawings, when I color them, not all of them are good. I'm just I don't know, I'm really horrible at coloring, but this one came out good. I like it. I have the right colors, not the exact colors that for Rayquaza, but I used what I had, you know. I just used a really light green, and then just used like a regular green for the shadows, and then just used like a gold for those things that he has coming out of the horns and the tail. And then basically that's it. So hopefully you guys found this tutorial helpful, guys. I'm really sorry if it was hard. It's just he's just a hard Pokemon to do, you know. Actually got a really good feedback on Pokemon amino, Nemo, I forgot what it's called. I uploaded this drawing right here just to let them know that I was gonna do a tutorial, and I got a lot of good feedback. My drawing got featured in the main page, so that was crazy. I've never had that before. It got like over 200 likes, so that's, I don't know, that's something I didn't expect, and all that overnight. So that was, I don't know, that was crazy. So if you guys from there, let me know in the comment section if you got this far. Let me know if you're from there. But yeah, so hopefully you guys found this tutorial helpful. Once again, I'm really sorry if you guys had a hard time. He's just a really difficult Pokemon, guys, but just try your best, you know. If he's hard, if you guys are having a hard time, take a break, you know. Don't try to finish it mad, because if you're gonna try to do it when you're mad or when you're having a hard time and you're just frustrated, you're not gonna do a good job. So take a break, you know, maybe start doing it again later on, you know, maybe the next day once you're cooled down, and have you know, just go at it again. But I had fun, guys. Probably this is the hardest Pokemon tutorial that I've done, right after Primal Groudon. But nevertheless, I like how it came out. I'm really glad I had the right colors for it. And if you guys are wondering, I used Prisma Premier color markers. And you guys can find them, I think, on eBay. I don't know if you can find them. For sure they're like in any art store, but online you can find them on eBay. That's where I got them, but they're a little bit expensive, guys. So I don't know if you guys want to go and buy those. If you guys are planning to spend that much money on markers, I recommend that you guys buy what are those called? Oh my god, I forgot the name of those markers, guys. Copics, there we go. Copics, they're a little bit more expensive, I think, the Prisma Premier color markers, but they're way better, guys. Those are the markers that I want. But if you guys are planning to buy markers, you know, if you guys are willing to spend that much money, then go ahead and just buy Copics. But yeah, so I just want to thank you guys once again. Like the video, let me know how I did, because the only way I'm gonna get better on my videos is by you guys letting me know what I could change. You know, if I could make something easier or make it better, then let me know. You know, there's no way I'm gonna know if you guys don't tell me. So yeah, so let me know how I did. If you guys want to show your drawings, make sure to send them in. The links will be in the description, and I'll be happy to post them in my future videos at the beginning, like the ones you saw in this one. So yeah, so I just want to thank you guys, and once again, leave a like, and I'll just catch you guys on the next one. Team Rocket Draws out.